Hi, it's Liz at Sugar Ridge, and I wanted to take a couple of minutes to bring to you perhaps a different thought or a different way of looking at the chaos of everything that's happening around us right now. And it's going to sound odd, but can you cultivate gratitude through all of this? And gratitude is one of the qualities of mindfulness that is automatically developed the more you practice different meditation techniques, the more self-aware you become. Gratitude is a natural sort of side effect. And so you can do this consciously with cultivating gratitude. And for right now, because of what's happening in the world, I'm going to suggest that you cultivate gratitude for everything that you have in your life. And so it's really difficult for everybody. A lot of people are losing their jobs. Schools are closed. People are scared. And so being able to be aware of the things that you have in your life, being grateful that you have a job, even if you have temporarily lost it. You may have complained about it a lot, or you may have taken it for granted. And oftentimes when we lose things is when we most realize what they mean to us. Being grateful for the government to have made these really difficult decisions. I can't imagine that any of these decisions have been taken lightly. And knowing the suffering that these decisions are going to cause, with the intention of ultimately being for the greater good. And everybody is going to be suffering in order to make sure that they're not suffering later. And as much as we can complain about government decisions, can you find some gratitude that they're taking this issue seriously? Personally, I hope that a year from now we can say, oh, that was ridiculous and they overreacted. I would love for this to be nothing. But I personally fear that that's not the case, and this isn't nothing, as we've seen in other countries. And the amount of suffering that is happening in other places. And our government is trying to keep us safe. And so how can we be grateful for that? How can we be grateful that we have a healthcare system that is already mobilized and able to deal with whatever is coming? We already have an incredibly accurate way for people to be tested for this virus. How can we be grateful for that? Knowing that if you get sick and need hospital attention, which most people don't, most people are perfectly fine, staying home, drinking tea. But if you did need it, if you did get sick, you can go to the hospital and get care. Finding some gratitude for that. Finding gratitude for the chaos that may be happening in your family, that you have to be home with your kids, and happy that they can drive you crazy, that they're healthy enough to be running around like banshees and bored, and that they like going to school and they miss school. How often do you hear that? Being grateful that you have enough food in your home. That ultimately, and we'll see where all of this lands, but even if you have lost your job, the government has already anticipated that, and they're saying that they'll take care of you. So if you are worried about paying bills, that there will be some kind of compensation, that your job is secure, that it will be there when all of this is over and you can go back. Can you be grateful for the security that you feel in your home? You feel safe there. Can you be grateful for the people that are in it, for the fresh air that you breathe? Most of us have everything that we need. Most of us have far more than we need. And so can we kind of get back to basics and help each other out a little bit? If you know there's someone who doesn't have what they need, what can you do to help them? And it might be something as simple as a smile or a kind word. It might be bigger than that. It might be, giving them something, letting them take that last roll of toilet paper that's on the shelf at the grocery store. I don't mean to make light of it, but it appears that in all of this, toilet paper is an issue. Anyway, I've heard a couple of different stories about toilet paper that I think are interesting in that they're extreme opposites. So I had a friend who witnessed some people physically fighting, actually harming each other over toilet paper at a grocery store. And then I had just heard today another story of somebody who was in a grocery store standing in front of the empty shelf looking at where the toilet paper used to be. And he actually had run out, like for real. He wasn't just wanting to stock up. And a lady went by who had 2 packages in her cart and offered that he could have one. It's just funny how something as simple as toilet paper, a luxury, something we don't need, we're just so used to it. So yeah, cultivating gratitude for toilet paper, as funny as that is. I hope you are well and stay well. And take a few moments to, hug the people that you love. If they're in your home or doing the social distancing thing, you can mentally hug them. How do you let people know that they matter to you? With social distancing, it's difficult. We are social creatures, and so how do you send a few more messages than you normally do, or pick up the phone and have a real phone call? Send some friends some inspirational messages rather than fear-based ones. How can you be helpful? And be grateful for those people who are in your life. And maybe they're the ones who are sending you the lovely messages.